Let's move on to human trafficking, because this is another one. We've had several alerts that have come through. It's the illegal trade of humans. So, in other words, when we're talking human trafficking, it's a crime against a person. Human smuggling is a crime against a border. But when we say human trafficking, it's not just that smuggling the person across the border. It's actually moving them for the purposes of exploiting them. So forced labor, sexual exploitation, organ harvesting can even be. And there's a lot. I mean, I don't have to tell you about all of the negative consequences of this type of activity. It's devastating to the communities that these individuals who are victimized, that they're coming from, because a lot of times the smuggling process morphs into a trafficking situation where an individual is trying to get smuggled across the border. Oftentimes there's fraud involved or some kind of coercion, and then the next thing you know, that individual who is just being smuggled is now being trafficked as well. So there's some advisories and red flags that are also included in your material. If you take a look at page 13, there's the definitions there, the human smuggling versus human trafficking. Make sure you incorporate this into your frontline training so that the individuals who are actually dealing with your customers on a day-to-day basis, that they have a full understanding of the difference here. Because there's a lot of confusion between what is human smuggling versus what is human trafficking. Make sure that's a clear education point for your entire team, because the methodologies and the things that they need to be on the lookout for might be slightly different, rather than getting it kind of gray and muddled together. Again, what types of methods do they go through? Very similar to the drug trafficking situation, where they have front companies. They have employment exploitation, where somebody's coming in for a job, but then pretty soon they're being exploited. And then watching out for that funnel activity, which I'm sure your programs are already doing that to one degree or another. You just need to know that funnel activity is a very common way to move payments from a money laundering perspective. But look on page 13. The behavioral indicators of human trafficking. This is where if I were king of compliance, or if I was the BSA officer at your financial institution, I would make sure that these red flags are trained over and over and over again for your frontline staff who are actually talking to people. Because here's the thing: a lot of the victims of human trafficking, they don't have regular contact with anybody who is not in the trafficking process, who is not actively exploiting them. And sometimes their only outside contact is with the financial institution when they go in. So making sure that your customer facing employees, they understand what are the things they should be on the lookout for, because oftentimes your customer is the victim here, and they're being trafficked. Going through this list of red flags, and if you look through, I won't go through every one of them, but if there's a third party that's speaking on behalf of your customer, or if they're holding on to the documents, or if the customer seems confused about what exactly they're doing there, they don't have access to the money, or if there's a language barrier where they have somebody who's speaking on their behalf. Make sure that if there are difficult situations, or there are red flags, that's being reported up through your BSA AML program. Our frontline folks, they are actively involved in this. They are your eyes and your ears on the ground. They need to be armed with these types of red flags and empowered to reach out and escalate things if they run into this type of activity, because oftentimes they are the one individual who might have contact with this victim of the trafficking.